nothing has shocked me like Fatou Samba's passing. And I think Lolo Lukawaral Moisinit she was somebody who did not look at anybody with a different. She looked at everybody the same. Nga nekk president, nga nekk ordinary citizen. I think it's my last conversation ak moom mooy ne ko yow for them rek dinañ la xàmmee. For them, when Fatou Samba is at any press conference, the ministers knows there's somebody there. She always marked. I see myself in her so much when I was much younger, active, and she always sing last small role model. But she was somebody that every newsroom wanted in their office. And I said that to her openly, and I said it always here. She was never a country director. She was an ordinary reporter. Fofula tek bopam. And I think limmel si rewmi. Lola ñëpp del ñaan ñu am bés bu am su dee lu rek la war na ñu am jortane she's resting well because Fatou Samba àddina la nit mutut waaye yaakaaruma ne amal na nit aha. She always carefully knew what to say to people. Even Sula laaj the toughest question, she said it in a very respectful and jovial way, and I think she will be remembered for that. Why dila masaw dila gërëm tamit because, and I keep saying this, what you did, how you stood for her, how you remembered her made it very important. Nit ku nekk sa last time loo fi def ak nuñ la terale ak nuñ la sigile mun nga teral nit bim nekkee àddina waaye lu am solo rek mooy final day and how you handled it, how you treated her, how you respected her memory is what matters. And ñëpp loolu la ñuy ñaan ñu am ku leen taxaw boobu taxaw si àddina am na solo waaye sa last days, and you did that very well. And that is somebody nga xam ko xamuloo ko, every Gambian is saying it. Ñëpp dañ koo wax ñëpp ñu ngi la see gërëm ñëpp because Fatou Samba was everybody's Fatou Samba. It was not just you guys. She was everybody's Fatou Samba. The Masau, the entire management of Gambia Talent and the entire Gambia, like I said, she was everybody's Fatou Samba. Di ko ñaanal yaayam ak papaam. I don't know how they're dealing with this. When I called you, I said, I don't know how you're dealing with this, but I don't know how they're also dealing with this. It's the most painful thing anybody can go through, especially at her age and what she's doing and what she's been able to achieve. But they said good people don't stay long in this earth, and I believe that. I think she was one of those people who could not have stayed much longer because what she represents, because of who she is, because what she has demonstrated, So I'm proud that you have had a team like this. There will never be another Fatou Samba. That is the fact. There's only one Fatou Samba. But one thing I think the team can do is to her legacy, to keep it burning, because to be honest, she made people have been there. Pa Osmo Sampa Gambia Talent, but to be honest, she took it to another level. And I think that is one thing everybody knows. And it's for all of you to move on with her legacy, and that will make her smile. She holds this dear to her heart. So it's for you to carry on that legacy and take it to another level. And I know you can do it because Foko Gisrek, you never saw her alone. Kimo Hamena, focus Fatou Samba, you will see her with somebody. She never goes alone. So that only shows that she was always transferring her knowledge. She was always transferring information. So people understood what she was doing. So Lolumo am solo si leadership. So neke si leadership, nga make sure people around you understand. When I come to office, sometimes once a week, I work from home. Because I always want to make sure when I'm not here, there's somebody to carry on things. And today I can say, we have a team like yours, Bohamne. Even if we're not here, people can carry on. That is very important. And I think she did that. We had a great relationship, Gambia Talent at Kerr Fatou. When Bua was going to US, Magis flyer. The first thing I thought was call Bua and put Paos on the line. I knew he would have our back because we had that relationship. And he did it. I called him once for flyer M. The rest, they handled it, and we saw what they were able to do. And that has translated to such relationship. Sometimes you am live broadcast, my day Fatou Samba voice am such van bi. When I cook and Fatou Samba, Fatou Samba mu ngi dile suñ li, but That's the kind of relationship they had. And even every day when we are not able to go to coverage, first thing Sira will say, Matunga Moki Gambia Talent. That's the place we know you guys are everywhere. You in Lingen Munakova, I don't know how you do it, but we always come to you guys for rescue to get material. And it didn't have to ever come to me because the relationship is already there. I never called to arrange any of those. I never called to ask. There was always a relationship for us to come anytime we want, whatever we want to get. And Fogna leadership in your def lolo. So we appreciate that partnership and rest assured that it's going to continue. It's been a partnership we cherish and we appreciate. And I think for Fatou Samba, we should just continue more even on that relationship because that's what she has done. Lola Ligay, Lola Buga, and that's what should continue. So from our end, we'll continue to do that. And I know also it will be the same, but we want to thank you for that long-standing partnership. Fatina introduced my team. Mikasa is the head of marketing and admin. She's also a host of the Badia Kashabuwa is the head of the newsroom. Lucinda is our program coordinator, and Charles is the head of technical. Lamin Fati is the host. Farsila is our presidential correspondent, and Mustafa is also a camera person. So just like you, we also have a young team. I can say 90% of them, they started, this is their first job. 90% of them started as intern and they came in as intern and rose. I always tell people, Buba is my best example. She started as intern, but to the point I had to convince him to say, you need to take up this job and leave the other part job you were doing. So when we take people just like you, we want to train people to be who we want them to be. And we have achieved that in our team members. And I think the minimum anybody who's here has worked is 2 years, 3 years. I started with Kasa with one table. We were not paying salaries to each other. We started from that end. But we were able to have this kind of office with a team of over 20-something people. I think look at more dedication and also people's commitment. Like you said, we cannot pay all these people that work for us. It's a token of appreciation. That's why all the time I tell my staff, thank you. Even if they give me some little, I say, thank you, Jerry, thank you. Because I know salaries is not payment. Salary is just to say thank you because people do a lot. Sometimes 9, 10. How can you pay anybody for that? You and I know in the West, we're paid hourly, but we don't do that here. But at the end of the day, I think just like Buba said, passion for the job is what drives all of us. And I think we're doing sacrifice to the country, to our people, because the job we do is very noble. We inform the population, we give them information, and what we tell them is what they consume. And Fatou Samba was one of the best giver of information. She gave it without titling it. She gave it without mirroring it. She gave it without frightening people. She gave it in an authentic, but in a very calm and collected way. And I think Lord of solo in society. I hope we can keep her legacy alive and her memory. And I'm so happy that the Semester Avenue was renamed after her, and that is important. My last conversation was her about the interview. She tried several times for interview. My pool rec by force interview, and I'm glad that I did that interview. After her death, I went and watched it. I said, I'm happy that I did this interview with her because it just shows how authentic she was, how she appreciated our relationship, and how appreciative she is of everybody. So, di ko ñaanal, di ko balal aha, su dee amal nañu ben aha, waaye yaakaaruma ko, waaye on behalf of our own entire team, di ko balal aha on behalf of the Gambian people, di ko saaku tam su dee amal nañ ko ben aha mo balal ñu, waaye yaakaar naa ne Fatou Samba was everybody's Fatou Samba. But thank you so much, Paos. Thank you. We appreciate what you have done for her to keep her legacy alive. Thank you.
My son, my safe, my soul, now I'm half a man. Never whole, dem gaga fumalaye jele.